about the woman that was missing
I want y'all to listen to the story.
This is a true story, and I promise you it's going to change the way you do things in life. So this was a woman that had great character and minded her own business. Every time you seen her, she was very loving, very respectful, but she stayed to herself. She didn't talk to her family a lot, and she didn't really have that many friends. Now, she would see her neighbors from time to time, and every time she seen them, it was just like a high and by situation. So this is the crazy part. She had a job, right, that she was working at for almost 5 years. This woman was never late, and she barely called off. She had great communication, but 1 week she didn't show up for work. The first 2 days she didn't show up for work, they kind of felt like, okay, something could be wrong. But after 4 days, they was like, yo, she probably just found another job. It's not like her, but hey, it is what it is. Now, this woman would get on Facebook and play Facebook games, share what she won, or share a video on her page or whatever. And she would do this almost every single day. She had a niece that she would talk to every now and again, every blue moon, and sometimes they would play games on Facebook. So the niece, after like 2 weeks, sent like a couple game requests, and her auntie never responded. And she thought that was pretty weird, right? So she hit her up and said, hey, is everything okay? You not responding to the game request. Still, no response. So this young lady said, hey, Mom, have you talked to auntie? The mother says, no, why you say that? She said, well, I've been trying to talk to her on Facebook, and she ain't been responding. She said, I'll give her a call. She called her, and her phone went to voicemail. She waited a few more hours, called her again, phone went to voicemail. The next day, she called her in the morning, the afternoon, and around like 6 p.m. Next thing you know, they started getting worried, so they said, you know what, we're going to go over there. So they go over there, knock on the door, nothing. They waited 20, 30 minutes, still nothing. The next day, call, and then go knock on the door again. So the niece walked around the house and seen that it was a letter like in between the door. She took the letter, opened it, and read it. And it was basically her landlord like, hey, you behind on rent, it's not like you, please contact me. She contacts the landlord. She says, hey, I see that you was trying to reach my auntie. We couldn't reach her. Do you have an extra key that we can go in and check on her? He said, I usually don't do this, but I'll do this for you guys because she's never been late on her rent, and that's not like her. Landlord pulls up, gives them the key, and right when they open the door, they smelled this really bad smell to the point that the mother and the landlord did not want to go in there. Right when the mother smelled the smell, she started crying and saying, no, no, no. The landlord, in disbelief, he said, oh, man, that's not good. That's not good. The young lady never smelled the smell before, but it do smell weird to her. But the reaction of them two made her feel like her auntie has passed away. The landlord grabs the mother and says, it's okay, it's okay. The young lady says, are y'all thinking what I'm thinking? The landlord was like, yeah, it's not good. The young lady starts crying and fanning herself and says, should I go in? Should I go in? The landlord says, listen, let me just go in. I'll check it out and I'll let you guys know what it is. The young lady agrees. The landlord walks inside the door. The landlord seen what he needed to see, and he starts walking back out the house. As he's walking out the house, he's shaking his head and says, listen, it's what we expected. The niece started crying and waving her hands like, no, it can't be. It can't be. I have to see it. I have to see it. So she's trying to walk back in the house, and the landlord like, listen, please. Wow. She said, please move. I just got to see for myself. Landlord takes a deep breath and says, okay, go ahead. And right when she goes in the house, turns the corner, she sees her auntie face down, flies all over her and not breathing. She screams to the top of her lungs, no, no. Runs out the house screaming, call 911, call 911. The mother and daughter are freaking out because for a whole month, she's been in her house dead. And on that very day, the mother and daughter change how they do things in life. They make sure they check up on one another and everybody that they love. Now, y'all know I got a deep message behind every story y'all tell. But the two messages I got right now is always check up on your loved ones. Yep. Some of y'all got family members and friends and y'all know their health ain't good. And they not trying to do anything to improve it. But the best way you can help is sending them this video so it can give them a reality check. This could happen to me too. And two, if ain't nobody checking up on you, start calling them like, hey, I want to check up on you so you can start checking up on me. This woman passed away from a heart attack and her phone was in the next room. And when they found her in the hallway, they believed she was trying to go towards her phone. So some of y'all that's watching this, this is a warning sign. God always said warning before destruction. Get your health in order or start checking up on your people more. But make sure y'all follow for more stories like this Also, let me know what you think in the comments and type story time in the comments so your comment could be in the next video. To all the cool people that follow me, I love you, and I'll see you in the next video.